Is it a relief almost to get the summer over, Goody? I mean, obviously you enjoy the celebration, but now to actually be back in the footy.
Oh, it's great. What a way to start. Round one at the MCG, playing, a big rival and someone that we had great contests against last year. So the hard work's been done. The summer's been hard. They're fully prepared and we're ready to go and we're looking forward to it. And it's nice to start to get into some footy and we can start talking about the main things that are important in our game.
Do you think it's easy, Simon, for the Bulldogs to get themselves pumped up and raring to go for this game, considering they're coming off the loss in the grand final?
I can't talk on the Bulldogs in terms of what they're thinking. All I can talk about is how we think and how we go about our stuff. And we've got a club that's full of competitors, full of guys that got a will to win, and that's what we've been preparing for. We really focus on us and how we go about our footy and how we want to be seen game day, and that's purely what we've been focused on. So I can't really comment on how the Bulldogs go about their footy.
Jack said yesterday he's expecting it to be heated and be a bit in it. Do you agree?
I think it's what rivals do with each other. It's fair to say we had 3 cracking contests last year. We played each other in the grand final, and there's a rivalry that's starting to build. So it's going to be a cracking game, and one I'm sure all the supporters are looking forward to, and as we as coaches and players, we're looking forward to immensely as well.
Trent Rivers and Thompson, are they both likely to play?
Trent Rivers won't play. He's still recovering from a knock on his knee, so we're really hopeful he'll be back the week after. And Tomo's right in the selection mix. He's done everything right. He's actually quite an incredible story, really. Tomo. He's come back within 8 months, into full training and playing games of footy, and he's 9 months in. So, he's very close to selection. So it's going to be a tough one for us to decide upon, but he's put himself in the best possible shape he can possibly be.
Can you tell us more about Adam Thompson? Obviously you mentioned there, it was round 7, he went down, he was the hard luck story of last year's final series. How impressed have you been with the way he's tackled the pre-season?
Oh, look, he's just a really special individual about how he goes about his footy. He's a total pro, and that's why he can come back into full training 7 months after having an ACL. He's an inspiration. He's incredibly disappointed for missing out last year, but he's also incredibly proud of the playing group. And he's incredibly desperate to get back to his best footy. So that's what we're working with him on, is about playing his best footy, and his opportunity will come in the short term.
Last year the pillars were really the contested ball and the work behind the ball and defence, lever and no. How have you evolved the game? What will be different in 2022?
We're a group and team that want to play aggressive footy in all phases of the game. Clearly we want to be a great contest team, but we want to be a really strong defensive team, and we've been able to establish that in the last 18 months to 2 years to be able to do that. But as we progress through last year, I think you see us be quite dynamic in all phases of the game, and that's what we'll continue to look at. We want to be aggressive defensively, but we want to also be aggressive on the scoreboard when the time comes.
How special is it going to be tomorrow night, unfurling the flag, some legends of the club, and obviously your supporters back in the MCG?
Yeah, it brings a smile to your face to see the joy that it's brought to so many people, and it's a night for our supporters, it's a night for our past players, it's a night for everyone to embrace what's been achieved, and something that hasn't been achieved for 57 years. So it's going to be a special night. But for us as a playing group and people that are going into performance, we can't really focus on that. We need to focus on the challenge at hand, and that's playing a really good footy team in the Western Bulldogs and a start to a new season. And it starts again. We're 0-0. We've got to really plant how we want to play and how we want to be seen and start the season the right way.
You said last night the physical work was important to get done. What does that look like? How have you made sure that you've got that physical loading in a short time?
Yeah, we've got some markers that our high performance team put together that know that our players are in great physical shape for what the season's going to demand, and we've ticked off all that. We've had a really good run with injury through the summer, and our players have come back in amazing condition to give themselves the best chance to train to a really high standard, and we've got a lot of work into them. They're fit, they're ready, and now it's about putting themselves on the line.
Is it ever worried about that? I mean, a premiership, are you sort of relieved when you see them come back and all fit and they've done probably mostly the right thing?
I think coming back into lockdown helped a little bit. They were a little bit bored. I think track was training 2 weeks after the season finished. So, but just the mental capacity to be able to get back, train hard, and want to do something again. I think when you get a certain feeling about what you can create and the belief that can be created, you want to train, you want to prepare yourself as best you can. And we've got a playing group that's highly competitive. They've got a will to win, and we're going to try and prepare ourselves as best as possible.
Just on the reports over summer, do you have to look around the footy club and question the trust sometimes when those things emerge? Do you sort of double guess yourself in terms of how those things get to air and sort of question how in the sanctum that things come to light like that?
I don't put any energy into that at all. Where my energy sits is with our playing group, with our staff, with our team and with our football club. What I do know is that we've got an incredibly united footy club from Cape Roffey to Gary Pert to the whole way through, and we made some significant change. We built some success, and we've got a great program in place. So I don't put any energy into that.
There's a bit of talk about the song that was sung after the grand final. I know you addressed it last time, but have you sung that song before? Was it the first time?
Sing it in the car all the time, like it's on the radio. Like it's it's a song. It's a song that everyone sings. You see the Australian cricket team sing the song. You see teams from around the world sing the song. It certainly was no disrespect to the Western Bulldogs one bit. It was part of a 50-song playlist with a lot of celebration that was going on. As I said, we've got enormous respect for the Western Bulldogs and how they go about their footy.
Can a team, can a footy club or any sporting team have any hit on a popular song?
I don't know. What song would you go for? Nah, look, it's been blown up a fair bit, but as I said, I can't control what other people think. I can't control what the Bulldogs think. All I can control is how we conduct ourselves, and we're happy with that.
It's just about Ben Brown. This time last year he was quite underdone heading into the season. It took a long time to get going. It sounds like this time around he's in much better nick, had a great couple of hit-outs. Where's he at?
Yeah, he's had a great summer. I thought the way he finished off the year last year was outstanding. He put a lot of work into his body and trusted the program and did a lot of training. And he's had a full summer. He's brought a lot of smiles to the end of training sessions with how he's performed. So he's in the best shape I've seen him for a long, long time. And he's setting himself up for a really, really good year.
We only saw a light session last week. Michael Hibbert was one. I think that had some tightness. How was he and also Qazi and Jake Lever as well didn't train in that session? They both.
Yeah, Qazi and Jake are fine. You'll see them train today. Michael won't play. He's a little bit tight in that calf still, but you'll probably see him running around shortly. He's not too far away. It's just not worth taking the risk at this stage of the season.
With Qazi, expecting a bit more midfield time for Qazi this year. Can you take us through how that's going to evolve?
Yeah, one thing we did last year really early in the season was rotate our midfield quite heavily, and Qazi was a part of that, and he'll be a part of that again, along with Alex Neil-Bullen and a few others that are rolled through the centre square. So Qazi's still a developing player. He's got a lot to learn. We love what he does in the forward half, but he can certainly add some real dynamic nature to our midfield group as well. So we'll progress that as time evolves, but we'll be a bit of horses for courses as well.
And we know it's a long shot that the COVID guys might get used, but how does the phone call go from you to Davidzarakis that you might sort of team up with him again and have him come across to Melbourne?
Yeah, it's going to be a nice phone call if I ever get to make it, but hopefully I never have to make it. I know David. He's a quality person. It's just a scenario in footy that we've got. We've got to put all these contingencies in place because of the situation that we're in, and we're leaving no stone unturned as a footy club to make sure we've got all those steps and measures in place for the worst case scenario, and David's one of those, as is Reece Conker and some other guys that we've spoken to. So hopefully we never have to get that situation, but one we're prepared for.
Are you worried the bullying and the allegations made against you will follow you around this season?
No, as I said, I don't put my energy into those sorts of things. As I said, the people around me know what I'm about. They know who I am and how I go about my business, and the staff do as well. So we've got a really strong environment. We've got a caring environment, a really respectful one. So I'm not worried one bit about that.